The studio tour is 62 years old. We celebrated the 60th anniversary 2 years ago, which was an amazing year with all of the special things they had in store for the big celebration. As always, we're not going to waste any time. Let's roll. Today is a great day to jump on the studio tour. Being on Monday, right now, even though it's a little bit past noon, there's no wait to go on the tour. So super excited.
Yes, it is.
Oh, hey there! You made it! Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Andy.
And the greatest driver.
Diego.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Andy
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
All right, dude. Safety rules. Safety rules. Pull the emergency cord in case of an emergency. Runs down the center of the tram. You have a medical emergency, drop something of value, sound or video issues. Reach up and pull that red cord. I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, so if at any time you drop your cell phone, you just can't wait to use the restroom, just reach up and pull that red cord. Remain seated. This one's kind of a no-brainer. No smoking of any kind. Sorry, Frank. And be prepared for loud noises, fire effects, sudden tram movements, and the possibility of getting wet, so do keep your cameras protected. And for those of you who have selfie sticks for your safety and the safety of those around you, reduce them to their shortest length. Now, Universal Studios is a part of NBC Universal, one of the world's leading entertainment companies, which includes Universal Pictures, Focus Features, Peacock, NBC Television. And this year, NBC is celebrating its 100th anniversary. That's right, from trailblazing radio and television to launching The Today Show, The Voice, SNL, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, and all the beloved shows in between. NBC is the home, has been the home for entertainment, news, and sports for an entire century. And we're going to be celebrating that all year long, folks. We're about to cross into our front lot, which houses our 36 sound stages. In these buildings, we can create any environment a story demands. And great examples coming up on the bottom of this hill, Soundstage 12. It's the largest on our lot, where we've created some of the biggest sets, some of the biggest moments in movie history, like Frankenstein's Laboratory, Dracula's Castle, the Scarface Mansion, the Clock Tower from Back to the Future, the Visitor Center from Jurassic Park, the 405 freeway in Whoville, and the best party Jon Favreau's ever been to, and well, he hangs out with Tony Stark, which makes it happen. So here's what the inside of an empty sound stage looks like, folks. And about 75% of all the filming we do here at Universal is done in these sound stages we're driving past. Recently working in these stages, season 5 of Hacks, starring Emmy Award winners Jean Smart and Hannah Einbinder. And Jean Smart just won a Golden Globe, too, her third. Also season 2 of Ted, from the wild and wonderful mind of Seth MacFarlane. But all these buildings look a little bit more like warehouses than stages. The term sound stage comes from the large outdoor platforms that were built during the silent film era to accommodate sets that couldn't be built on bare ground. And when the first indoor film stages were being constructed, they had glass ceilings to let the sunlight in, because at the time, electrical lighting wasn't powerful enough to light a movie. Now here we are, cruising around an electric tram. See, we're all friends here in Hollywood, folks. Now this parking structure over here on your left doubled as a massive cliff face for the Lost World Jurassic Park. The T-Rex nudges the Mobile Lab over the edge with Vince Vaughn, Julianne Moore, and Jeff Goldblum inside. Great example of production design. Getting back to our sound stages, folks, each one has a light beside the door. We call it a wigwag light. But when it's red or when it's flashing, it's how I know the cameras are rolling. More importantly, it's how I know the recording sound, which puts us in one of those quiet zones we were talking about. And I go off the microphone for a bit. You can see it over there on the right of the door for stage 14. Because these buildings aren't 100% soundproof. They're about 95, which is pretty darn good, but, you know, we're pretty darn close. And You don't want my voice in the background of your favorite television show. Recently working the stages coming up on your right from the creators of The Office, a new series called The Paper. Let's meet some of the cast.
Hi, Studio Tour! We're here on the lot where we filmed The Paper, which follows our characters' day-to-day lives as employees of a struggling newspaper, the Toledo Truth-Teller.
That's right. Unlike many other TV shows, The Paper uses multiple cameras and a variety of shot types and movements to give our show a true documentary feel.
Because the camera is always around whenever we're on the set, it's important that we stay in character.
Hey, Oscar, what's your favorite role?
I wasn't expecting you to ask me that. You know what? I love being around talented, wonderful, hilarious people. I also get to work with Chelsea Fry. How about you, Chelsea? What's your favorite?
Oh, I love waving to the trains.
Oh. Okay. You can probably stop waving now.
No, that's fine. Just try.
Yeah?
Yeah, just try. It's good.
You guys are gonna have to wave at me if you see one of those wigwags flashing, because I'm sitting in the reverse direction. And if I'm talking when the light is flashing, I get the hook. I don't want the hook. Recently working in 18 and 19, the 5-Star Weekend, starring Jennifer Garner and Regina Hall. But take a look to your left, folks. Coming up on your left is our first celebrity sighting. Yes, it's Ted, and it looks like he's celebrating. It wasn't the Rams game, that's for sure. Ted's happy because he's got his own television show on Peacock. How'd he swing that? Well, it starts with a development deal. These bungalows coming up on your left house production offices for writers, directors, and producers who currently have development deals with the studio. Companies like Mark Platt Productions, the folks behind the Academy Award-winning film Wicked for Good. But let's say you have an idea for a movie, maybe you have a script. The play is to pitch it to the studio and get a green light. Next comes pre-production. That's when your cast and your director are locked in, all your schedules are made. Then production itself, the cameras start rolling. Generally, the most expensive part of making a movie is going to be the production phase. And yet it'll be the shortest part in terms of time. After that's post-production, that's when all the editing is done, the soundtrack is laid in, all the visual effects and titles, and then all you have to do is go to a wrap party and a red carpet premiere. And I'll come to your premiere as long as there's popcorn. But each year the studio receives hundreds of pitches, so take it from me. Sometimes making a movie feels a little bit more like trying to push King Kong up a flight of stairs. Check out Bungalow 5195 coming up on your left. That used to be the office of the legendary director Alfred Hitchcock. That's his profile painted next to the front door. Hitchcock was known as the master of suspense with such classic thrillers as Vertigo, Rear Window, The Birds, and Psycho, and he's influenced pretty much every major director working today. All right, folks. Well, we're about to head into that quiet zone I was mentioning. We're going to cross into our back lot where the Metropolitan sets are. That's where they're shooting. We'll go up and check out King Kong 360 3D. I'll be able to check in with you there, but got to go quiet. Kirk out. Folks, let's get those 3D glasses on. Adventure awaits. Please remain seated, secure your belongings, and hold on tight. Let's stop this slide. The island. Nobody's lived here for hundreds of years. We're so sure of that.
Glasses on, everybody. We're back in Skull Island.
Nothing on King Kong 363D. Alright folks, gotta go quiet again. I'll be back. Alright folks, over here on your left in stages 30 and 31, we're working on a brand new season of The Voice with some veteran coaches returning. The lovely and talented Miss Reba McEntire is back. And boy, she's a busy lady because she's also working right next door on the hit comedy Happy's Place.
Hey
Hey there, I'm Reba McIntyre, and welcome to Happy's Place. We shoot our heartfelt comedy right here on Universal Lot. Now, unlike most TV shows, we are a multi-camera sitcom, meaning several cameras capture every scene from a different angle all at the same time. Each episode takes about a week to make, from the first read-through of the script to rehearsals to taping in front of a live studio audience. And let me tell you, every step is a blast. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you at Happy's Place. I'm starting to sweat. The men are the ones that's supposed to ask the women out. That hasn't been true for 30 years. I haven't dated in 30 years.
Happy's Place, Friday on NBC and Peacock.
All right, folks, keep your seats as we make our way into a not-so-happy place, a rather scary place. Next stop is Amity Island, a lovely little tourist town that was terrorized by a man-eating great white shark. Locals had a name for the shark, Jaws. Since then, the shark has ruled these waters, crippling the tourist economy, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. But as you can see, the shark has been caught, and there's a diver on the scene right now doing a final sweep of the harbor. Well, it's a big one too, look at that. Shark that size, swallow you whole. Suffering sequels. There's another shark in the water. Oh no, and the diver's still out there. Swim to that boat, man, swim to the boat! Put your phone away and swim to the boat. Well, I hope it was worth it, because that sounds uncomfortable. We still have a chance to catch that shark. There's some bait tied to the end of that yellow barrel out there. If he takes it, we'll snag him. He's taking the bait. He's taking the whole dog. Remember, campers, heat, fuel, oxygen, a lethal combination. Blister at Bobby's. That's about the most fun I have all day watching the shark. Still got all your fingers, Megan? Oh, she used a blocker. That's You've just come face to face with Bruce the shark. Check him out. He's the only shark around that swims in reverse, which is pretty impressive. Now, folks, weather played an important role in Jaws, and it does in any movie or television show, creating just the right mood and atmosphere for a scene. Weather effects have always been kind of tricky here in Hollywood because most of the time we have sunshine. So filmmakers have to create weather. We're going to have a look at some of the ways they do it. To our cinematographers, our camera ops, you're going to shoot a weather spectacle. Every good cinematographer always considers the edges of the frame and the elements that might not be the main subject, but enhance the idea, the mood, the mise en scène, if you will. Let's start with some rain. So as you can see, rain is created by an overhead sprinkler hidden from view. You just shoot water straight up in the air and let it fall naturally like rain. Problem is when we get too much rain, then it can lead to disaster in the form of flash floods, and something tells me we've got one headed right for us. So this is maybe 60, 65% of our time together, but just to remind everybody to be seated at all times. You guys have been fantastic, but just in case you drop something or you just can't wait to use the restroom, reach up and pull that red cord, get my attention. I'll come back, we'll sort it out. And we're going to drive into Amity Island again. Don't worry, we're not going to be terrorized by the shark again. To be honest with you, I'm still traumatized from the last time, but it might interest you to know that Jaws director Steven Spielberg was an integral part in the design of the whole Jaws attraction.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. This was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
Now, this is our wilderness area, and like Spielberg said, movies are shot all over the world, and maybe your story calls for a big, vast wilderness, but maybe you can cheat it with just a little bit of wilderness like this. And this wilderness has electricity and running water and is in close proximity to amenities. That'll make your filming day go a whole lot smoother. It'll save you time. Time is a very valuable commodity when you're in production, folks. Time is gold. Let's check out some picture cars. And Ben's Asphalt. A picture car is any vehicle on a set that is seen by the camera. A lot of these have become just as famous as the stars who've driven them. Got the Magnum PI Ferrari over here on the right. Beside Biff's car from Back to the Future, the one that got covered in manure. Must know a really good car wash. On your left, the gyrosphere from Jurassic World without the plexiglass. The plexi was put in post with CGI. They didn't want the camera reflecting in it. Remember, angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. Anytime you point a camera at somebody, if there's glass or a mirror, you might end up in the shot. And the Flintstones, Fred, Bonnie, you got me in a yubba-dubba-doo kind of mood. Some fast and furious cars. Bumblebee. Gotta love a Camaro, especially if it can transform into an Autobahn. Now coming up on your right, folks, probably the two most famous sets still standing in Hollywood, the Bates Motel and the Psycho House from Hitchcock's Psycho. Home to Universal's Public Enemy #1, Norman Bates. Creeping characters, I think that's him. Yo guys, that's Norman Bates. I've worked here 6 years, I've never seen him. I didn't... Holy homicide. Well, he's probably just helping that woman check out. Oh, she's checked out all right. Uh-oh. He's checking us out. Exactly. Uh-oh. See, now look what you've done. Okay, not busted, not busted. We're just kidding. Sorry, folks. Looks like some of you may not make it. Now, if the house looks a little bit small, it's because it's a 3/4 scale. It was built that way so Norman would look bigger, more menacing when he stood in the doorway. Just beyond the Psycho House, one of the more impressive sets ever created, the spectacular crash site for Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, starring Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning. This is all that's left of the neighborhood they hide out in. That's a real plane, by the way. A real 747, destroyed just for this scene.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision of Steven.
You put together to sit down and talk about the War of the World. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now closed. Robbie, get in. Get in.
Now, this is kind of our sci-fi action thriller portion of the backlot, folks, with the crash site from War of the Worlds. And just up ahead of us is Jupiter's Claim, some of the actual sets used in Jordan Peele's sci-fi action thriller Nope. Here's Jordan.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jupe Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, I do. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Well, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of no.
Absorbed by UFO for that effect, but it just seemed like a little much. I mean, you folks have a lot to do, and you can never really tell how long an alien abduction is going to take. So we're going to take you back. Jordan Peele won his Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, the film Get Out, and we've been very fortunate to work with Oscar winners like Jordan and Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan, who brought Universal its 11th Best Picture Oscar, the film Oppenheimer. Let's check out some Oscar winners on our way home. Oh, no, you're not. You're very, very good, sir. The legendary Al Pacino, an incredible body of work as an actor, nominated for Oscars 6 times. He never won until finally lucky number 7 came along in the role of the blind Marine colonel in Scent of a Woman.
I'm not bad, no. I'm rotten.
Katharine Hepburn has won more Oscars for acting than any other actress in history. She's won 4. All for Best Actress. Meryl Streep and Frances McDormand are tied for second place at 3 apiece. Focus Features has some very talented actresses up for Best Actress this year. Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, and good luck, ladies.
Hi. We'll have poetry for life. And adventure. And I'm great with people. I have kids. Learned well.
You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view.
Even good one. Even good one.
Hey, Adrian Brody won his second Best Actor Oscar last year for the work on the film The Brutalist. Interesting thing about Adrian Brody, he's only been nominated twice, and he's won both times. It's a pretty good batting average. All right, folks, on behalf of our driver, Diego, myself, and all of us here at Universal, hope you've enjoyed your look behind the scenes. To our pass holders, thank you for being with us again today. For those of you who aren't pass holders, you know you can visit the Universal box office. See how you can turn today's ticket into an annual pass and return again and again and again. Oh, and download the Universal Studios Hollywood app. That's a useful tool when you're here. You can confirm the park closes tonight at 6 p.m. See show times, check wait times, details on mobile food ordering, and all sorts of good stuff. Remember, the Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster opens next year. One last spectacular look at the San Fernando Valley out there on the right. It's been a pleasure showing you all around. Like we say in the movies, that's a wrap.
I've been on that tour so many times since I was a kid, and I just love it every time.
The first time I ever went on the Universal lot, we did the tour.
I grew up in Los Angeles, and that was like the place to go and see Jaws.
I got my introduction to Universal Studios through the tour, and so then to be in the movies and seeing the trams drive by, it's very overwhelming.
One of the coolest things actually about shooting for Universal is sometimes you get to shoot on the lot, and then you look over and it's like there's Jaws, or like there's the Flash Flood, and all those trams are riding around. It's the coolest thing ever.
There's some blue bins out there for those 3D glasses, folks. Don't drop your designer sunglasses in there instead. That happens way more often than you might think.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I had such a blast riding the studio tour, as it is one of my favorite attractions here at Universal Studios Hollywood. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!